Hello, hi everyone. Alright, thank you and welcome back for another video with the Talk Lighthouse. Alright, first and foremost, right, just want to wish our Chinese friends over here in this community happy Chinese New Year. Alright, it's the first weekend of Chinese New Year celebration. Alright, I hope that you guys have had fun. The people who are not married are still young, enjoying collecting a lot of ang paos. Alright, those of you who actually played some games over the days. I hope that actually you won some good pocket money. All right, all right, and of course for the rest, just enjoy eating all the New Year goodies and stuff like that. So it's an annual thing. So I hope you guys already had fun. I had fun as well, going around visiting my relatives and friends. After that, have some good catch up and stuff like that. All right. Okay. So the key thing is over the weekend. Over Chinese New Year, so what have the market have actually done and moved? All right, come let's have a look. Alright, so the S&P 500 continue to went up over the first 2 days of the week. Right, that's where we people in the Chinese community, we are actually having a Chinese Lunar New Year. Alright, and happened is on Wednesday onward, the price came back down. Alright, but the key crucial thing I think I want to highlight over here is this. Wait, just let me get up my market. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so the key thing to highlight is previously when price came down, you had the strong price rejections and it's a very strong bullish move, right? And what happened is now it initially we anticipating that it actually whether will break the 61.8 Fibonacci level, go up, or it actually will revert and bounce down. Okay, but for now we know that it actually broke the level and continue to go upwards. So it really have moved a very strong bullish trend. So the next level of where it's moving up, I did mention in the previous video we are looking at whether it will actually hit this 200 days moving average. All right, so it did hit on this level. Okay, or rather after that, then bounce back down on Thursday and Friday before the market closed. All right, but it did close with slightly bullish momentum on the day on Friday itself. All right, so as of now, we can't really say where the market is. The market really reversing, trending back down into a downtrend, or it's just a short retracement, just like this, a short retracement. They're going to go back up again. So same thing like this week. Things are very uncertain until things happen and fall out by itself. But what key to highlight to take note is at this moment, same thing, price action, everything are pretty uncertain. Why I say so is if you look at the 50-day moving averages, because of this strong move, okay, the 50 moving averages has really started to slope and pointing up. All right, it could be a sign that price may continue to revert. But if you're looking at a more mid to long term point of view, looking at 150 and 200-day SMA, all right, you can see that the 250 is getting very close and now it's flattened together with the 200 SMA. All right, so if price continue to go up and break 200 SMA, of course we are continue looking at a bullish move for the year. Okay, but if price came back down and once the 150 start to cross below the 150, right, we all know that we are on a much confirmation, a much stronger bear market move. Okay, of course that is support when the price came down, that will be also supported by the market price action structure as well. All right, lower highs, right, lower lows, right, if that fall out to happen. So as of now, we can't really say where it is going because the indicators are showing otherwise. The price action, or rather the price for this whole month is a very strong bullish move. That was mainly because of a big counter of the strong sell-off just last year December before Christmas. All right, so things still have to see how it work out this from this week onwards. Okay, market generally start to actually what I noticed is starting to get a little bit more pessimistic. Okay, the news of all the China trade wars, all the Russian uncertainty, all the cyber crime and stuff, all this negative news seems to be coming back up again on the market or the news channels as well, right? So it seems that the market is getting a little bit more pessimistic where the market generally is moving. But we know that for this 1 or 2 months is the earnings periods a lot of companies are having good earnings, surprising earning jumps. That's where earnings wise is still supporter of the economy as a whole. So there's a bit of conflicts here and there in terms of where exactly the market direction is going. So the key thing is still have a take a look at where the price action is going to be, because that's where the move of the price is really going to take action. All right. So at this point of time, in the next probably 1 or 2 weeks, it's all about observing where the market will go. All right. So if this price continue to come up for the week, do take note that if this is a retracement, probably it will come back down to this level. Probably it will come back down to this level because this will be the 38% Fibonacci retracement. All right, this is the first level. So price probably come back down here and bounce back up again. If the price continue to move on the up movement trend. Otherwise, if it doesn't go here or it comes down and break, we will see that probably this will continue to go down as a bearish move or downward downtrend movement. So nothing can be concrete, just have to observe and see how the price is moving. So just be careful when you enter any trades, just keep that in mind. All right, okay, so at this point of time, looking at S&P, pretty uncertain, not sure where it is. So it may go up, it may go down. So as investors, we always anticipate the possible scenario that's going to happen. If the market goes up, what action am I going to take? If the market go down, what other action am I going to take? So for this week, there's not a lot of stocks that are actually I'm looking at because market is uncertain. Price actions are a bit supportive for individual stocks. So if you ask me, if from a bullish point of view, okay, only this company I'm looking at, CME. Alright, CME Group. Okay, so let me get into what is CME Group first. Alright, basically this is CME Group. If you just search Morningstar for CME, okay, ticker symbol CME. Okay, CME currently now is trading at about 15 PE. Okay, so basically what CME does is CME actually is a stocks exchange, a group of companies that operate a stocks exchange. Alright, and their key forte in running exchanges are mainly in the futures and derivative based market. Alright, so anyone that actually trades futures, most likely they have to actually go through CME. Alright, so they are one of the largest forex trading exchanges in the world. Alright, so definitely they are actually have a very strong mode, because anyone who deal with forex exchange, and we know that in terms of not forex exchange, in terms of future exchanges, and we know that anyone who actually traded in futures, most of them are traders and they trade in and out on volumes, right? So it's very lucrative, very good earning potential for CME as a company. Very strong mode, because it's not easy to set up another exchange that actually runs futures and derivatives as a whole. And if we look at the financial, you can see that CME has been earning pretty consistently in terms of revenue. It has been increasing throughout the years. Alright, okay, net profit likewise, it are also earning pretty decently throughout the years. Only for the last year or so, it's a huge jump. Do find out your due diligence why is that a jump. Most likely it's probably just going to be a one-off gain. Alright, do take note of that. Alright, in terms of share wise, it's pretty consistent. Okay, that will actually translate to the EPS that is earning. Right, you can see that it's consistent growing. Just take note, like I said earlier, the jump most likely of this is because of the net profit gain. This most likely is going to be a one-off gain, but I don't think. But if you look at it at a consistency of averaging, it will still be growing. So I would say that this figure, if you minus off the one-off gain, most likely you will be still somewhere about above $4.50. Alright. Okay, so cash flow wise is healthy, positive all the way. Alright, so that is very good, very decent. Alright, the only thing is with them is their ROE. Alright, if you are value investors, you know that if you're looking at ROE, of course CME doesn't hit the benchmark because they are ranged below less than 10 on average, except for last year that's a huge jump. Right, but if you're looking at the mode itself, I think it's a very strong company to look at. Alright. Okay, if you quickly look at the debt level, they are super conservative and super healthy. Their current ratio is always above 1. Alright, and their debt to equity is always 0.1 to less than 0.2. Right, it's super healthy, super conservative, because as an exchange they don't really actually need to leverage or borrow a lot. They just actually earns by commissions that's generated for every trade that traders or institution made. Alright, so it's super strong company, very strong fundamental. So this is one company, if you're looking to buy to long, you probably want to look at it. And what I think that now is a potential spot to look at it is because if you zoom out to look at CME on a mid-term price action movement, right, just let me zoom out a bit more for you guys. Okay, if you're looking roughly at a 3-year time horizon, right, you can see that price has been moving up and down within this channel. Alright, and just very recently, over the last week, alright, yep, just over the last week, price came down a bit after the major drop where the whole market actually moved downwards in October. Alright, price has been bouncing off. Alright, so just last week it came down a bit more, bouncing off, touches the 200 SMA, and then it has a bullish pin candle. Right, let me just zoom in this a bit for you. Okay, if you are a technical trader, if you look at candlesticks, if you understand candlestick patterns, alright, this is a bullish pin, bouncing off 200 SMA. The next day price shoot up a bit above higher. Alright, this is a potential and bullish signal. You could actually look at an entry. So if price open above on Monday, probably you can actually look at it to that price may go up again. Okay, but the key thing to take note is earnings day is coming. Alright, earning is very near. Just let's see when is the earnings date. Right, it's on Feb 14 February, Valentine's Day. Right, just next Wednesday or Thursday, I think. Yeah, so Valentine's Day on the day is earnings announcement. So do take note for this if you want to enter a trade, because we can never predict where the earnings is going to come. But based on the setup as of now, alright, it seems to be a pretty good setup to look at it. So if you are bullish and long for the whole market of CME as a company who actually runs the exchange, I personally find that fundamental wise is very strong. Price action wise, you can look at it. Even in 2018, when the market actually have a very strong movement, if you can recall and remember, in February there's a strong price drop in the market, but then over this period CME is still doing pretty well. Alright, in October the whole market dropped as well. CME did drop, but it dropped within the range, bouncing off the trend line without breaking the 200 SMA. Alright, so it just shows that it's a very strong bullish company because of fundamental, technical wise it also look pretty good. So this is probably a company if you want to look at to long. But if you're looking at value investing, probably now will not be undervalued at this moment because it's riding at 15 PE. Yeah, so do take note what's your thesis of entering it. If you want to be safe, you can always use an options. Either you do a bull push spread, if you don't have enough funds. If you have enough funds, you can always just purely sell a put. Or if you're long, more for the long run, 5, 10 or 15 years down the road, you can actually thinking about doing a call option, alright, or lead call options actually to enter a position for the long run. Alright, so that is one of that you can look at it if you are still bullish and looking to buy the market. Alright, so what about the other way? If S&P 500 actually came down, bouncing off the 200 SMA and came down, continue the downtrend, then what should we be looking at? Alright, so I don't have a particular stock I look at, but I'm looking at this ETF called RSX, which is the Russia ETF. Alright, so if you have been following, I think Russia is still a bit uncertain because Putin doesn't really like Trump. Alright, so I think economy wise they are strong, but then they are badly affected. In Russia, one of the key main resources is also about oil, and now currently the oil market is not very healthy. Price had dropped to roughly about $50 and just bounced up a little bit recently, still keeping below the $60 marks. Alright, so you can maybe want to consider. I'm not so bullish about Russia as a whole. Alright, particularly in the last 1 year, it has moving a downtrend. Alright, on a short-term basis. Okay, on a short-term basis, it's actually moving on a downtrend. Alright, so looking at what happened just recently, price touches the resistance level, bounce back down a bit. It seems like it may continue downtrend. Alright, it may. Okay, so you can see how it goes. Okay, so yeah, so the key thing to take note is Russia actually have two very strong horizontal support level, which is this level. This is the first level. Alright, if it breaks, then this is the next level that you're looking at. Key because of these two strong points that bounce off. Yeah, so if you're looking to sell RSX coming all the way down to this level, right? Let me just drag the chart out a bit. Okay. Right, so if you're looking to sell RSX for a bearish move, do take note that once it hit here, do consider to close a profit. If you're comfortable with that level, if you're if you're on a bigger portfolio or you enter a bigger position, and you're willing to take a little bit more risk, you can always close partial position and leave the rest to run. That's one of the way. Yeah, so if not, you can just go all the way if you're fully risk taker in terms of your investment, right? So that is something to look at, but this may or may not fall out exactly as what I said as planned. Why? Is because although at this point of time the chart movement is a bit not really very consistent, so the moving averages are actually a bit wobbly here and there, so I won't really take into a full account of using the SMA, but I will still respect the SMA 200 as of now. So this is where it is. So the price is still above the 200 SMA, so it might actually touch this line and bounce off, right? We never know. But based on the order of the colors, or rather the order of each individual moving averages, alright, it's just surely clear that it actually still on a downwards move, right? It's just that the 50s seems to be turning back up pretty soon because of this long price action. Alright, so this is something you can look at it. If price going to continue to close, open and close below the 200 SMA, alright, you might want to consider to initiate short selling position. Alright, definitely if you know how to do short selling, you can do that. If you don't know how to do short selling, you can always use options to do it. Okay, one way is to actually buy a put, anticipating the price to drop. The other one you can actually do a credit spread, which is right above here. Alright, at the end of the day, if you're not familiar with the option market, it's always advised to actually read up to learn about what options are, how do they function, what are your risks involved before you enter into any option contract. Right, if you want, you can always find your local committee. Is there anyone or any institution that actually provides or teaches options at a course? I strongly encourage you guys to actually attend it. If not, you can actually just read any information online that you can get hold of it. Then just consult any friends or any experts in any forum for advice on that. Alright, okay, so yep, that's it for this week. So if I'm looking at S&P, really looking at how it's going to fall for the next 1 to 2 weeks. If you're going towards a bullish move, I will be looking at CME. If you're going to continue to come down, I'll probably look at RSX as a Russia ETF, looking to short and take some short-term quick profit. Alright, I don't think Russia will go flat all the way down to zero, because as an ETF, it's not very pricey. It's only about $20 over. Breaking price down is only about $18. That's somewhere around there, the lowest you can go. So we are only talking probably about a good $2 to $3 profit gain of bandwidth movement. So I'm not looking to hold it and expect Russia to go down all the way. Anyway, it's a Russia ETF. ETF can't really go to zero per se. Yeah, unless the whole country collapses. Alright, so I'll keep it as is. Once price came down, I might just going to take a short profit and exit if that's the case. Alright, okay, so that's all for this week. Alright, so market is still pretty uncertain. All the news are still saying different ways, different directions, but do your own due diligence alright, to understand what's your trading or investing method and philosophy. Alright, just go with whatever ways that you feel comfortable. If you're really uncomfortable with everything, just stay out of the market so that you don't lose any money unnecessary. Right? So alright, so that's all. Okay, I hope you guys trade safely. Alright, invest safely. Alright, it's going to be a great year for 2019, and I will see you guys next week.